First of
Yeah.
all, Trump considers declaring national housing emergency this fall.
What's that tell you? That tells you that he recognizes the crisis we're in, and that a lot of people are struggling to pay rent or ownership, right? And I think that's a huge sign. I think this is the first time we've really seen the government stepping up, saying, "Look, you know what? We recognize there's a problem. We need to address it. Let's jump on in." And it's easily, to me, it's giving some kind of a first-time home buyer considerations. Maybe it's coming up with some different programs. Maybe it's a 0% deal on HUD, but that's a good sign, man. It really is. This is a home run.
It does lack details, but if there's anything you could attribute to the second Trump presidency that you could not attribute to all the politics that I've been a part of in my entire lifetime, is that
Hmm.
politicians say stuff and then nothing really happens. Whereas seems like this go around, Donald Trump is a guy. If he says something, it's probably something's going to happen. So it says here that they don't have any concrete details, but they're
Sure.
studying ways to decrease closing costs and nationally standardize the local patchwork of building and zoning codes. This is something you and I have talked about quite a bit.
Hmm.
I don't think they're going to make any progress on this because zoning restrictions are local.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if any, well, maybe you do. How do the feds interact with, let's say Calvert County has a rule that says you can't build new construction without 3 acres. Can they override that?
Not to my knowledge, to be honest with you. I mean, those are some local restrictions. I think what we'll see more of, and this is just my opinion, is the push within the institutions that the feds somewhat control: FHA, VA, USDA, conventional
I mean, they're about
financing.
as lenient as you can get. You can get those loans on all, like they're not holding up the line.
Right.
So
But
zoning
they can
codes
reduce
are an
the rate.
issue.
Yeah. Well, even if you change zoning codes, I hate to tell you this, how long is it going to take to go into to be put into action, Brian? I mean, change the codes, they go into effect sometime next year, and it takes 2 or 3 years to get the development done and then to build the house. They're talking, 3 to 5 years the earliest, right?
Yeah,
The
but it
more,
would
yeah,
free up. It would be a long term solution to the housing market. We have a shortage of 3 to 5 million houses in America that need to be built.
today,
We need
today,
to have. Yeah, well, we need to have
right?
lower cost housing built, not low income housing, but like $400,000 new construction single family houses built.
Yeah.
Where I'm currently sitting in Calvert County, it's got one of the most restrictive building. There's no new construction going on here other than some townhouses and condos. There's like 4 or 5 houses being built here and there by, people who bought a lot to build on it, but there's no neighborhoods going up here. St. Mary's County, same thing. They got some like $600,000 and $700,000, like maybe one or two neighborhoods. Charles County's got one or two neighborhoods. Um, I don't see this solving itself. I don't know what could be proposed that would force Calvert County to allow them to lift the restrictions where they put these farms into tax protection, allow them to sell those to a builder to then put a neighborhood in, and then force the
Right.
builder to restrict the sales price to 500,000. Like that's communism. That's what they do in China. We don't have that here. It's not going to happen.
No, but Brian, if I could propose to you, we do have houses available. They're just unaffordable, right? I mean, wouldn't that be a good way of putting it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at $300,000. You're going to get a 960 square foot Rambler, 3 bedroom, one, maybe one and
At
a half
today's rate,
bathrooms.
right? So what happens if I propose that we change up the product a little bit? And what we said was, hey, you know what? Instead of the Maryland mortgage program, for example, at 6.5, we use a significantly lower interest rate. A step up program. In the first 3 years is X, next 3 years is Y, next 3 years is Z. Is going to be specially funded by the federal government. That would address, if you will, some of the concerns that you have. That means that same payment that you were paying a minute ago at 300,000 might be a payment now that can afford 400,000, right? So if I was in Congress or making any kind of representation, my recommendation would be is really one of three issues. Number one, let's get a product that's 100% financing under the FHA belt, because we got USDA, we got basically VA. We don't have a very strong FHA product that's 100% truly financing program. We do marry it with the Maryland mortgage program. So if they don't want to do it that way, let's marry it with the Maryland mortgage program, or any housing program. Give
On the
more
federal
incentive.
level, it would be FHA. So FHA doesn't have the income restrictions that USDA does, and it doesn't have the
No,
rural restrictions the USDA does. So FHA is a pretty wide open product. Anybody can use it. You're saying go no money down, and then you're
correct.
saying a stepped mortgage interest rate. So
Let's get payment. So
it sounds
let's
like
say
the only challenge with that, Tim, is it's like an arm. Like what if you don't make
no.
enough money in
I don't.
5 years
Want
to
to do. I'm going to assume that our incomes are going to go up. We're going to do a step down program, so we're going to do a rate of 4% for the first 3 years. Then year two, I mean year 4, 5, and 6, it goes to 5%,
yeah.
and the year 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9 through 30, it goes to 6%. So can we assume, you and I, that incomes are going to go up 2 or 3% a year? Probably so.
Yeah, but you're also just it's like an arm, like it's gonna adjust. It's like an arm that's
But
gonna
you know what the
adjust.
adjustments are going to be. You already have that pre-planned
Mhm.
ahead of time. You've been through your budget. You know that in 2 or 3 years it's going to go up ever so slightly. But that might also give you the opportunity to, the house is appreciated in 3 years. You've got a better job. You got a better income situation, and most importantly, you've been able to apply the tax benefits, because tax benefits are always retro. They're always behind us, right?
Yeah, I think that would be a great solution. If I was king for a day, that would be a
So
fantastic
that would be my
solution.
recommendation, some type of, and you do it through the housing industry. So you have to understand FHA is good, but they really don't control the rates as much as we think they do. But if you can plug it into a housing finance product, then I think you can easily accommodate it. And I think those steps are available. I really do. It's going to cost 2 or 3%, but in the long run, it will be well worth the money spent.